Hello, friends. So I really want to come up with like a good intro. So many YouTubers have good intros, and it's just like, what do they say? I don't know. Hi, good morning. How's it going? It's just kind of their intros flow off the tongue, and I want mine to as well. But anyway, I guess that's just going to come with practice. So today I'm talking to you guys finally again after months because I wanted to tell you guys how I've been working as an ESL teacher for these Italian high school and college students that they're kind of like in a summer camp. So it's really a lot of fun. This is the kind of teaching that I want to do. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair. I don't like how it looks right now, but yeah, this is the kind of teaching I want to do. I enjoy teaching because I enjoy learning and I enjoy giving people information that like I think is cool, and when they want to learn it, it's super fun. It's a lot more fun for me than like kind of trying to shape children into good future adults, which is a lot of what classroom teaching anywhere is, not just in New York. Yeah, and it can be really frustrating because most of the time maybe you're trying to teach, some kid like why his behaviors are hurtful to other people, stuff like that. So, all that teaching is just like parenting like 1,000 children, and it's just really, really difficult. And sometimes parenting children who don't even have like good parents at home. So that's even more challenging and kind of scary because I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about 4 different games that you can play with ESL students or ENL students. So you'll see ESL, which stands for English as a Second Language, and also ENL, which stands for English as a New Language. Yeah, I love languages. That's why I love doing it. Yeah, it's really fascinating for me. Anyway, I have a list down here because I can't remember anything. First one I'm going to tell you about is called Ask the Expert. So Ask the Expert is a game where you will pair students up. If there are odd numbers, you can always add more to your groups. And you're going to have one student ask another student something about their area of expertise. So for example, I had students who played the piano and they've been playing since they were little kids. So obviously they talked about that. They would, depending on the level of student that you have, you can let them come up with their questions, or you can come up with like a few prompts on your own. I usually just do that anyway, just to get the creative juices flowing and all that. So a few questions I had students ask was, how did you get interested in this activity? How long have you been doing it for? How would you teach someone else this activity? And like, why do you keep doing it? Because they must enjoy it. So yeah, this game is like a really good way to get to know your students, get to know something about them that's not just, I'm Maurizio, who's 18 from Verona or whatever. It really helps them to open up and get less scared. I think that also an important point to this is I tell them always try and ask do the discussion in English, because obviously they're more comfortable. My students are more comfortable in Italian, so they're going to kind of start talking amongst each other in Italian, which I don't want them to do. Yeah, so that's a great one. Once one side is finished asking their questions, then you're gonna swap roles. So you'll swap interviewer and interviewee, and the other student will get asked the same questions. And then finally they'll just share it with the class. And maybe students in the rest of the class don't know certain vocab words, and we can start a whole extra discussion on that, and they can even ask more questions if they have those. So that's a good one. One of my favorites, I would say, is 2 Truths and a Lie, which, I'm sure it's like, party game, played it probably with friends. So what you're going to do there is give students about 3 to 5 minutes to come up with 2 things about themselves that are true and 1 thing that's a total lie. So that's really fun. Like, what do I usually do? I usually do, I got hit by a car once. I have, what was it? Art in a coffee shop in New York, and I was prom queen. Those are my kind of like go-to. And so my lie is that I was prom queen. I was absolutely never prom queen. And then let's see, that can also prompt some more questions. It can make students feel like they should get to know each other a little bit better. Maybe it brings up, I don't know, just conversations. And like with my students too, they kind of just sign up to do this over in Italy, and they don't know each other. So they're kind of nervous that they're over here alone, not alone, but like without people who they know for the most part. I did have 1 set of best friends. But yeah, it just gets the conversation going, breaks the ice, makes everybody a little bit more comfortable, and it's fun or like funny. Some people were, one kid said that he was a model, but I guess that it was that his mom has a clothing shop, and so when he was like 2, she used him as a model for the thing, and everybody thought it was, funny and cute because he was a baby model. So anyway, let's see. 4th one I'm going to say is a classic, Hangman. I think we all kind of know what that is. So you're gonna have, I try to get everybody from the class to come up to the board, pick a word to write. They do the little dashes and they draw the hangman thing, and then we'll have the class guess. Is it a B? Is it an A? Is it this? Is it that? And some people are really good at it and know a lot of vocab, and yeah, it really helps students learn spelling and vocab. So that's why I like it. And it does, again, break the ice. Like, come on up, I'll be here. It's not gonna be scary. I never force somebody to come up to the board if they're just mortified or something like that. But I go first to break the ice and go around the classroom after that. And then finally, Kahoot. So that's an online thing that a lot of schools and teachers are using nowadays, I guess within the past 10 years maybe. I don't really know how long it's been around for. But Kahoot is just kahoot.it, so kahoot.it. You go there, millions of topics. I don't know. So there's like tons and tons of games. You basically you can create your own, but you basically never need to, unless you wanted to do something really specific for like an exam or something like that. But with Kahoot, my students like it because there are a lot of choices for pop culture things like movies and songs and stuff like that. And so this is really good because it can train the ear for my ESL learners. So they'll listen to songs, for example, and then it'll say, what is Ariana Grande saying here? And it's fun because sometimes people will think, and this even happens with native English speakers, of course, but you'll think that the singer is saying something else that they're like just not saying at all. So that game, like I said, you go sign in. We have a big like board at the front of our classroom, and then students use their phones to just sign in, and they use an entry code that the game creates. And so they'll just type that in. When they go to kahoot.it, it's like enter game. They type that little thing into their phone and it lets them into the game. Yeah, they have a ton of fun with that. And like if you have a good sound system, you can turn the music up and yeah, just have a good day. But anyway, those are 4 examples of games that I think are good for ESL and ENL learners. And probably for any language class, to be honest. So yeah, I'm glad I could share those with you today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.